Hi. Now, you might be wondering why I'm shooting this video. Well, I just thought, I've been living in Ensuite now, and it's about halfway into the year, and I wanted to give you my opinions. Do I prefer twin ensuite or single ensuite? But first, what is an ensuite? Well, it just means that there's one bathroom in the room. So, a twin room without ensuite is specifically you get 2 beds, everything the same as an ensuite, except now you have to share bathroom with everyone on the flat. So for a moment I was thinking, 2 bathrooms, but no, actually an ensuite specifically has a bathroom, whereas a twin room does not have a bathroom. In fact, you share the bathroom with the whole flat if you're in a twin room. But I paid the extra money and got a twin ensuite, so it's kind of in the middle of single ensuite and twin room. But is it worth the extra money I'm saving to get a twin ensuite rather than just a single ensuite? Well, last year I lived in Woodward in North Acton, and it was far away from Imperial College, 40 minutes by tube, about maybe 30 minutes if you're really speedy. But it was cheap. Of course, it was student accommodation, so it was subsidized, so of course it would have been cheap, but still it was expensive. It was far. It was London is expensive, so it's still generically expensive compared to the rest of the UK, but in comparison with twin ensuite, it is cheaper. But that's just because it was student accommodation. If I try and find a single ensuite now, it will actually be much more expensive. But maybe the most important aspect, the most important factor, is living with someone else. That I didn't know beforehand. I still don't really know, and it is kind of cumbersome sometimes to live with someone else. Like, they will interrupt your studies or what you're doing. Like, if you're reading and your roommate suddenly comes in, then you can continue reading, but if you're meditating, particularly for me, then it's just a distraction. You can't continue meditating, obviously, when there's like a loud noise that just interrupts you. Yeah, so it's just that lack of privacy for the most part. Of course, if the roommate goes to the library often, then it's not so much of a problem, but sometimes the roommate stays, and sometimes he doesn't even go out at all. Like, if they haven't resumed their course yet, but you have, then in the morning you leave before they do, and in the evening or whenever my course ends in the afternoon, and I come back and he's still there, and I have to kind of tweak my schedule slightly sometimes. So it's not always ideal. Of course, you can still go to the library, but then you can't do anything private in the library, obviously. Unless you go to the toilet, but then it kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah, the roommate also sometimes does things that you might not like. For example, my roommate snores loudly during the night. There was a few times when he used to suddenly scream during his sleep, and that would like wake me up, obviously. I mean, lots of things, little noises can wake me up. One day, someone threw post through my door, and I woke up because of that. But in fairness, it was about the time that I normally wake up anyway. Yeah, they can have all kinds of weird objects that piques your interest but also distracts you. So the room no longer becomes a kind of quasi-ideal place to stay. The benefits, though, if I were to rather live in an ensuite, yeah, it's just the price. Maybe this time around availability, because I could have gone on ensuite somewhere else, but it wasn't available at the time, and yeah, the price. So, and the roommate doesn't really help me in anything, or run errands for me, whatever, anything like that. So the most that he is a burden, because he doesn't help me, but he's just there. And yeah, he is a burden sometimes, because he often has his chair pushed back against the kind of wall, so that he has to always push himself in to let me pass. And sometimes I do have to wait to be let past, because maybe he's like sitting down and tying his shoelaces. So it's not easy for him to just, push his chair forward and let me through. But if he was kind of helpful, supportive, like my friend, maybe I would, if he was definitely if he was my friend, I would consider him more. As in, if I knew him beforehand, if he was like my best friend from childhood, because we do have friends who live together in this flat, then I will consider it. But for now, I think that an single ensuite is the most ideal. And now it's only 2 more years, so maybe I've been saving enough, I can just pay for the ensuite and that will be fine. So I think that's what I will do with a single ensuite.